Welcome to our notes on function notation and evaluation. Students will be able to use function notation to evaluate an expression given an input or solve an equation given an output. Students will be able to verbally explain the difference between f of 2 versus f of x equals 2. All right, so remember the definition of a function is that every input has only one output. So a function can be thought of as a machine that assigns an input to one output. So if I looked at this and called that like the machine, it does some kind of rule, right? I put an input into the rule, it does its thing, and then out comes the output. Okay, so now let's look at this example, right? This is function notation. This is f of x equals 3x plus 7. Let's talk about this letter on the outside and what that means. That is the name of the function, okay? Now, it's not always going to be f. It could be g of x. It could be j of x. It could be h of x. Just know that it's the name of the function. This allows us to deal with more than one function at a time, okay? Now, the inside, this x that is inside, is the input of the function. So think input inside of the parentheses. This is what has been or should be plugged into the function. So think about the x values. It is not always x. We can change that variable, that independent variable. It could be t, it could be s, it could be whatever, but you will see x most often. Now this part right here, this is read as f of x, not f times x, not fx, f of x. This is the output of the function f when x is the input. So I put x in, and then whatever this becomes is the output. Okay, in this 3x plus 7, we've seen expressions like this before. That is the rule that is used by the function machine. Example 1, identify the following below. I'm going to do the top row and you're going to do the second row. So this is read as g of t equals 5t minus 2. So the name of the function is g, because that's the letter on the outside. The input is t, and the output is g of t. And the rule is 5t minus 2. Now you try the second row. Evaluation of functions. This is when you find the output given the input. Let f of x equal 3x plus 7. Find the following, f of negative 2 and f of 10. So I'm going to find f of negative 2, and I'm going to ask you to find f of 10. Now, I will not write the steps of what they are. What I want you to do is try to piece it together in your own words. So I'm going to show you the steps, but I won't tell you exactly what that is. All right? Try to put it together in your own words, because if you can do that, then you will understand what you need to do for f of 10. We can talk about what steps I would have written in there another time. So first things first, I do that. What did I just do? What did I just make my first step? Reread the entire problem and look at that. My second step is this. What changed from this step to this step? Think about that and try to put it in your own words. My next step is I copy the last step, but then I do this. So what did I just do? Think about that, put it into your own words. Last step, okay? Something changed, this changed to that, and this changed to that. And this is my final answer, okay? So now you try finding f of 10. All right, solving for the input given the output. This is also just solving the function. Let g of x equal 2x minus 5. Find the following. G of x equals 1 and g of x equals negative 9. So again, I'm not going to write down what the steps are. I want you to try to think about it in your own words. what were the steps that I took for the number 5. I'm going to do number 5. I'm going to ask you to do number 6. Okay, first things first. We do that. What was that step? Think about it. Write it in your own words. The next step is this. Okay, what happened? What changed from step 1 to step 2? Think about it. Go back, reread the problem. Step 3. Okay, now that I have this is something that you've seen before. This is solving linear equations. So I want to get this x by itself. So the first thing I do is add 5 to both sides. Okay, I'm left with that. 1 plus 5 is 6. The 2x gets brought down. -5 plus 5 is 0. I don't need to write the plus 0. Okay, now I still don't have x by itself. I have that 2 in front of the x, which means is multiplying. Okay, that's 2 times x. So I need to divide both sides by 2. Okay, and then I get 3 equals x. We are probably used to seeing x in front, so we're just going to switch that around. That's the same thing. And there's the final answer. But look, there's a step 4. What is that step 4? Okay, so think about that. What did I just do? Okay, that looks familiar. Oh, okay. All right, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, simplify, and it checks out. So I guess this is me checking my work. You could probably write that for step 4. Now, you go ahead and answer number 6. G of x equals -9.